What's up guys, Eastbound Gaming here. In today's video, we're diving into a head-to-head test between submitting cards directly to PSA and submitting them through GameStop. I sent out cards to both of them and the results, well, let's just say you might want to rethink how you want to submit your cards after seeing this. If you're a collector or you're just tired of waiting forever for your grades, you definitely want to stick around. Let's jump right into it. Currently, I am on my way to the post office. Driving hands-free, of course. Yeah, so I'm on my way to my closest post office to drop off this PSA submission. This is going to be for science. I am sending in 20 cards through my PSA account through TCG bulk. I'm sending it off today. I believe today is the 13th of January, and after this I am going to drop off 10 cards through GameStop, and I want to actually see which order will be returned back faster. I'm doing this because I currently have 4 separate orders with PSA. There are 2 TCG bulk orders through PSA under my account. One is roughly about 55 cards, I believe, and another is about 30 cards. And I sent those in back in November. And I have yet to still receive my cards. There is one order that is currently in assembly, which is the stage right before grades are ready to be viewed. But still, November, it's January, practically mid-January already, and I don't have my cards. I'm doing this for science. Sending cards to PSA through my account and sending cards through GameStop to see which one is actually faster. Because I believe PSA might be actually taking GameStop orders and submissions as a priority ever since they've had that partnership. So this is actually just a test. USPS small flat rate, and I am dropping that off right now. Stay tuned. All right, package dropped off to the post office. That should be delivered within the next couple days, since I do live in San Diego, Southern California. The shipping address to the PSA address for the postal service is located in Newport Beach, California, which is Southern California as well. That package should be delivered. Today is Tuesday, and that should be there by Thursday at the very latest, at least delivered. Who knows when PSA will actually register it as received. And now I am on my way to my local GameStop, where I can drop off 10 cards and see which is going to be quicker, of course. I did look over most of these cards. Most of these cards are for my PC, so I don't expect these cards to get a 10. I don't necessarily care too much about the grades, although I would like them to get a 9 or a 10, you know. The 10 cards I'm sending to GameStop as well, I don't have high expectations of those grades, but I'm also curious. So there are some cards that I am sending both through my account and through GameStop where I don't think they would get a 10, just based off of experience. However, I'm thinking maybe if sending them through GameStop, will they get a 10? I definitely could have tested this out for sure. I do have some PSA 9s that I thought initially were a 10. I could have cracked them out, but to be honest, I just thought about it right now. I do have certain cards that I am sending through GameStop that I do hope get a 10, that I think personally would be closer to the 9. Also, there are some other cards where I don't think the grade would be high necessarily, but maybe sending them through GameStop is going to get a higher grade than I expected. So yeah, I will go ahead and show those cards once I'm parked at GameStop, and yeah, we'll go through it. We'll see in a month, 2 months, I don't know how long it's going to take, but we'll see what those cards get as a grade. Alright, so I just parked at GameStop, and let's do a quick review of the cards that I'm submitting through GameStop. First is the Full Art Gengar EX. The next one is the Charizard EX Full Art. Third card is going to be the XY Promo Charizard EX. Fourth card is the Blastoise EX Full Art. Fifth card is the XY Promo Blastoise EX. Sixth card is Full Art Venusaur EX. Next card is the XY Promo Venusaur EX. Charmander Pokemon Center Promo. This one's pretty good. I'm hoping that this will get a 10. If not, I'll take the 9, but I'm hoping that this will get a 10. And this is one of the cards that I'm hoping sending through GameStop will get the 10. Next card is from Crown Zenith, Mewtwo V-Star. This one I thought would get a 9, but I'm hoping sending through GameStop again we'll get the 10. And the last one is the Eevee Illustration Rare. This one as well I think would get the 9 just because of the centering, but again through GameStop, let's see what it'll get. So yeah, so I'm gonna walk into GameStop right now, drop these cards off, and I guess we'll see which order will come in first. Alright, just dropped off my 10 cards to GameStop. The process was actually super easy. All they did was laid out the cards. They inputted some numbers into their iPad or their computer. I think it was just the total number of cards. Then they took a picture of the cards, and then they printed out what I'm assuming is itemized labels, and then they wrapped it up into the bag where I'm assuming, well, it was just my order in that bag, but I'm assuming there's a whole bunch of other orders as well that they're going to be shipping out in that same bag. Then I just paid. So for the 10 cards, it was $159.90, which the breakdown is $15.99 or $16 per card, which is a little bit more than what the PSA membership rate is for TCG bulk, but not by a lot. It's $1 more, I believe. PSA bulk through the membership is $14.99, I believe. $14.99 or $15.99. With that, you do have to pay for shipping twice, because first shipping you have to ship it to PSA, and then second shipping is the insured shipping from PSA to your home, and that value for the shipping can vary because it is based off of the declared value. Typically when I ship cards to PSA, if it's a smaller order, I will do a USPS small flat rate box, and that is normally about $9 to $10 for shipping. Let's just assume it's $14.99 per card, and the bulk minimum through PSA is 20 cards. So 20 times $14.99, that is how much it'll cost you just for the order of 20 cards. And then let's add $10 for shipping, and then insured shipping back from PSA, I believe, is about $25 to $30. Now let's talk about through GameStop. GameStop is $15.99 per card. And real quick, I want to pause the video here. The breakdown I'm doing is for 20 cards. However, if you submit through GameStop, you can submit as little or as many cards as you want. So just take that into consideration. And if you are a pro member, you don't have to pay shipping. If you are not a member, I believe there is a shipping cost, and I will put that up right here. But that is it. You just pay that. So $15.99 a card, free shipping both ways, versus $14.99 a card plus shipping to and from, and that is not including the PSA membership, which I believe now is $150. Of course, you can send cards without the membership, but you don't have the ability to order through their monthly specials. You don't get the PSA magazine, which you can get promos from as well, or even quote unquote limited print or short print covers for the magazines, and those kind of have a value on their own. Potentially, I may or may not be renewing my PSA membership, depending on this experiment, right? Because if GameStop is going to get my order back quicker than through my own membership and my account, then why would I necessarily need my PSA membership other than the monthly specials that do come out? And most of the time, those monthly specials, they'll drop the price for bulk submissions by $1, right? But you still have to pay the shipping. You do get the PSA magazines, which do sometimes come with a promo, although they did just start the whole promo thing last year. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see which order comes in first to maybe evaluate what I will do with my PSA membership. So yeah, so that is it for now, and we will fast forward once we get both orders in, and I will tell you which order came in first, and we will do a grade reveal. All right, here we go.
A few moments later.
All right, so an update here. I did pick up the GameStop order, submitted January 14th, 2025. We got our cards in already, and today I think is the 23rd of February. I did get the email yesterday from GameStop saying that the cards were ready to get picked up. And coincidentally, I was looking yesterday morning and it said that the grades were ready. So I guess we'll do a grade reveal. Again, most of these cards, I did not expect them to get a high grade. I just wanted to submit an order just for a test. So the first one is the Charizard Full Art. This got a PSA 6. Next up is the Venusaur EX Full Art. This one as well got a PSA 6. The next one is going to be the Blastoise Full Art, PSA 7. And the next one is the Blastoise EX Promo. This one got a PSA 5. Next one is the Venusaur EX Promo. This one as well got a PSA 5. Next one is, this card shot up since the last time I submitted, or since I looked at cards. The Gengar EX Full Art from Phantom Forces, PSA 5. Next one is the Charizard EX Promo. This one got a PSA 6. And then the modern cards. These were the cards that I submitted, and I was trying to see if there was grading bias towards PSA. These were cards that I had on the fence between being a PSA 9, PSA 10, just based off of certain factors that I was looking at. So the first one is the Mewtwo V-Star from Crown Zenith. PSA 9, I thought this was going to be one of those. It's on the edge for PSA 9, PSA 10. I think my main issue was the centering on this. And then there's these two. These two were the ones I was hoping can pretty much flip the coin and call the coin toss correctly. However, Eevee from Twilight, PSA 8, unfortunately. And then this one, Charizard Pokemon Center ETB, PSA 8. For the name of science, these were the three that I was really hoping for. The big grades, the Charmander, the Eevee, and the B2V star, but it's all good. Now I am just waiting for my order that I sent to PSA, because that one, if I remember correctly, I looked today, that order, which was dropped off the same day, is still in research and ID. So it's kind of frustrating, right, as a PSA member, that it is so far behind from submitting through GameStop, which is pretty much confirming my belief that PSA is grading submissions through GameStop faster. But I'll save that for when my PSA order comes in, whenever that is. It should be, if I were to take a guess, it'll be about another 3 weeks or so at the very minimum before that comes in. But we'll see. We'll wait for that. Alright, so here's a little plot twist. Today is March 14th, and my order with PSA, which I shipped directly to PSA, is still in research and ID. I additionally sent in an order through GameStop after that initial order, as you saw in the previous segment of this video. And today I got an email saying that it was ready for pickup. And I was like, ready for pickup? This is so bad on PSA's part, because my original order is still in research and ID, where I've already gone through 2 orders to PSA through GameStop. But I did just pick it up, 7 cards. 7 cards that I just want to get graded. Just real quick, I'll show you guys. It's the Latios Italian PSA 5. I've had this for a while, and you probably saw it from in a previous SD Collectibles video where I did a trade for it. Charizard SIR from 151, got a PSA 8. Not sure why that got an 8. That was actually a resubmit. Also, I wanted to see if there was any leniency with GameStop grading. That was previously a PSA 8, so I cracked it out and resubmitted it, and still got an 8. The next card is the Prismatic Evolutions ETB non-Pokemon Center. I thought this looked good. It got a 9. This one is Gold Star Mew PSA 9. It's the championship deck one. Next one is Pokemon Center PSA 8. The next one, I thought this one was pretty good. Not the grade that I was hoping for, unfortunately, but it's the Umbreon promo from the 3-pack blisters from Evolving Skies from back when those were available. But this one got a PSA 9. And finally, this one's for a friend, Venusaur EX SIR from Japanese 151. So yeah, so 2 orders sent through GameStop completed before my one that I sent directly to PSA. So I guess we'll add this to the clips, and we shall see when we get the order that I sent directly to PSA.
One eternity later.
All right, so today is April 23rd, and finally, I got my order back from PSA that I sent out in January. I want to say it was mid-January. To be honest, I don't even remember if it was mid, beginning, or end of January. But it's finally here. So that took 3 months to come back. And as you've seen in previous clips, I've gotten 2 orders back from GameStop. Actually 3. I didn't record the 3rd one, but I did get 3 orders back from GameStop during the time that this was being processed and submitted and everything. So I'm going to open it up now. I haven't looked at the slabs or anything, but I do know the grades because, I mean, after 3 months of waiting, some of these cards, or actually all of these cards, I didn't necessarily expect to get a 10. Some cards I was hopeful to get a 10, but I wasn't expecting it. But yeah, this is 20 cards. 20 cards, and I figure I go ahead and show you guys what these are. So yeah, so the first one is a Plasma Freeze Deoxys EX. As you can see, or if you can see, it got a PSA 7. Next one is the Heatran EX, and this one got a PSA 6. There was a point in time where I was collecting like all the full art EXs, like the old school EXs, but I guess my love for those cards have kind of gone away. There are some cards in here that I'm very tempted to just sell off, because in the time being, in the 3 months that these cards were at PSA, it's gone up pretty significantly, but I do still like the cards, so they might still be in my PC. Next one is the Legendary Birds Full Art from Hidden Fates. This one got a PSA 9. Next one is the Glaceon V alternate art from Evolving Skies. I was hopeful that this would get a 10, but I was pretty sure this would get a 9 because of the centering, and it did. The next one is Leafeon alternate art. Again, hopeful for a 10, but knew it would get the 9. Spoiler alert, there are no 10s in this. Next one is the Greninja EX promo. This one I was hopeful to get the 10, and I thought would get the 10, but PSA 9, it's fine. It's gone up in price since January, so I'm okay with it. This one, this card has shot up in the time that it's been with PSA. And this is one of my favorite cards. I couldn't get the other card from this set. And once you see it, you'll know exactly what it is. Team Magma's Groudon EX, PSA 7. This card shot up since it's been at PSA. I want to say back in January, that was maybe like a $50 card. Now I think it's like a $300 card. Thanks, PSA. Squirtle illustration wear from 151, PSA 8. Next one, this one's a pretty good one. Umbreon EX, PSA 9. This one's my son's. Tyranitar from Neo. Got the PSA 6. Next one, this one's a good one. Gardevoir EX Secret, PSA 9. Next one is Espeon EX from Breakpoint, PSA 7. This one, I'm not too sure. No, oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen these cards, I don't remember the conditioning on this. Latias EX, PSA 5. This one I knew would get a 4. Pikachu EX, PSA 4. Next one is Lugia EX, Full Art, PSA 5. Groudon EX, PSA 7. This one, Charizard Secret Wonders, PSA 5. As you can probably see from the surface, there's a bunch of scratches on there. Wasn't expecting much. I was actually expecting worse. But the next one is pretty cool. Gyarados EX, PSA 8. Next one is Rayquaza EX, Full Art, PSA 5. And then the last one is the Lucario EX Full Art, PSA 3. In all, what is my opinion on this? So if you were to go submit to PSA via bulk, you do need the membership. And looking at the website, the Collectors Club Standard membership is $149 a year, which gives you access to submit at now the $18.99 bulk rating for for a 20 card minimum. Now, as I've said, or I probably said in previous segments of this, you can submit through GameStop at that same rate. Now, again, I'm probably reiterating, what's the big deal? You don't pay shipping. You don't pay shipping as long as you're a pro member with GameStop. And as you can tell, I've gotten 3 orders back from PSA through GameStop in the time that I got this one order back. Yeah, I know times are a little bit different now in April than it was in January and February and March. But still, I got 3 orders back. And I didn't have to pay for shipping. All I had to do was just drop it off to a GameStop, and that was it. I personally think outside of getting the promos and the magazines, I say just going through GameStop is the way to go. Yeah, you have to trust GameStop to fulfill this order, right? But if you're not sending super expensive cards, I'd say just go ahead and go through it. Yeah, you might be a little uneasy that GameStop might lose your orders, as I've been seeing online through like Reddit and Facebook groups and Twitter and whatever. That can happen anywhere, right? The post office can steal your package, post office can lose your package. It can happen anywhere, right? Personally, I think I'm gonna just start doing orders through GameStop. Honestly. Yeah, the promos are cool. I might just keep the membership for the promos' sake. Maybe. But if I'm getting my orders back through GameStop faster, why not? It just makes sense. I get it back through GameStop faster and it's cheaper. So that's my opinion on this. Go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about it. You just have to find a GameStop that you probably have a good relationship with and just trust the process. That's my thoughts. Yeah, if you guys liked the video, go ahead and click the thumbs up and give it a subscribe and see more content from me. This is Eastbound Gaming. Peace.